Denver 7 On Demand is brought to you by Ferguson and BAC Appliance Center, the best in bath, kitchen, and lighting for your home.
Good Tuesday morning. I'm Molly Hendrickson.
And I'm Nicole Brady. Here's the latest from Denver 7. The partial government shutdown continues for another day with still no evidence it'll end anytime soon.
The impacts from the shutdown are continuing to mount, impacting us the most. According to the government, more than twice the normal number of TSA workers are now calling out sick because they have been working without pay.
That's caused long lines at airports across the country, including here at DIA. Today, 53,000 members of the Coast Guard, meanwhile, will miss out on their first paycheck.
Another major impact from the government shutdown being felt right here in Colorado is access to the Federal Assistance Food Program. Thousands of families who receive food stamp benefits have until noon today to recertify for the program for the month of February. Denver 7's Micah Smith has those details.
The Department of Human Services opened early today to give SNAP recipients a little more time to get their benefits. Every 6 months, SNAP recipients have to verify their income in order to remain eligible for food assistance. In Denver County, 3,900 people need to do this. While recertification usually happens towards the end of the month, due to the government shutdown, funding will run out before then. So in order to make sure people have their food benefits for February, Human Services is requiring SNAP recipients to verify their income today by noon. Now, moving the deadline up will help ensure SNAP recipients have food next month, but those who miss the deadline will have to go without until further notice.
Sad situation. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to be affected by this. You know, a lot of single parents that have children, you know, a lot of elderly. You know, what do we do?
If the government shutdown continues, SNAP is only funded through February. For that reason, the Department of Human Services here in Denver is telling SNAP recipients to try to make those February benefits stretch for as long as possible. Reporting in Denver, Micah Smith, Denver 7.
Micah, thank you. There are all kinds of free food and loan services being offered around the metro to help families out. We have links to all of those right now on thedenverchannel.com.
There's another important deadline you need to know about today. If you plan to get health coverage through the state, you have to sign up by the end of the day. 75% of Colorado residents qualify for financial assistance to purchase health insurance through Connect for Health Colorado. If you're worried about the costs, you should know on average premiums are 24% lower this year than last.
Today, Denver Public Schools and the teachers union returned to the negotiating table. The two sides met last Friday to discuss terms for the next teacher contract. A 10-month extension signed in March expires this Friday. The district says after the last session, it increased its offer to the teachers by $6 million. The additional funding is expected to be freed up by the state subsidizing full-day kindergarten. DPS says the latest proposal raises teacher base pay by an average of 10%. The district is also proposing a 25% increase in tuition and student loan reimbursement. But the teachers union says loan reimbursements and bonuses for high-performing schools are actually one of the problems with the current system.
ProComp, or the compensation system we have for teachers in Denver, is largely comprised of one-time incentives. And this means that these incentives are determined by factors outside of the teacher's control.
The teachers union wants higher base pay and a simplified salary structure based on years of service and level of education. The two sides are scheduled to meet today, Thursday, and Friday. Teachers are expected to vote Saturday on ratifying the district's final offer or calling for a strike.
Tonight, several Colorado communities will address concerns about oil and gas development. In Lafayette, a first reading of an extension to the city's moratorium on oil and gas development will go before the city council tonight. In Thornton, the city council is setting aside a half hour to discuss a drilling application by Extraction Energy. And in Erie, town leaders are holding a study session to study a drilling application from Anadarko near the western border of Weld County. All of these discussions come just a day after the Colorado Supreme Court ruled against a group of teenage environmental activists. Their lawsuit against the Oil and Gas Conservation Commission pushed for a moratorium on new drilling until studies prove that drilling doesn't impact Colorado's water, wildlife, or public health. Governor Governor Jared Polis weighed in, saying he is disappointed by the ruling from the state Supreme Court. He wants local governments to have more of a voice in regulating the industry.
Denver is one of the hottest housing markets in the country for 2019. We came in third on Zilla's new list released this morning, behind only San Jose and Orlando, Florida. Here are the neighborhoods Zilla predicts to see the fastest growth in home values this year: Center Tech, Meadow Hills, Tollgate Overlook, Sable Ridge, and Elyria Swansea. All are predicted to have double-digit growth in home values. As more people call Colorado home, some cities are considering actions to slow down growth. In Lakewood, residents are calling for a citywide cap on growth set at 1%. But last night, the city council tabled the proposal because of an appeal from developers. Lakewood has grown by 8% since 2010, bringing more traffic congestion and rising rent prices to the city. But for residents, the issues go beyond a rising cost of living.
We've paved over everything, and we've taken away the amenities in the green space instead of simply adding. And that's not healthy for the residents who live here or for the community as a whole.
Right now, there's no word as to when or if the Lakewood City Council will discuss the growth cap again.
In Denver, as the city grows, neighborhoods are working to find a balance between preserving history and allowing redevelopment. Tonight in Southwest Denver, residents have a chance to weigh in on plans for the historic Loretto Heights campus. The property was sold to a developer last summer, but the property's deed promises the historic bell tower and chapel will be preserved for at least 50 years. In addition to those structures, there are other buildings on campus that could be reused as well.
It's been a private campus for about 130 years almost now. And here's your opportunity to see this open up to the public and to serve the public. But what do you want to see?
A community meeting is being held tonight at 6 on the Loretto Heights campus. The developer is hoping to break ground next year. And we want to hear from you. Should sites like the Loretto Heights campus be preserved rather than redeveloped? And what is the right balance between history and meeting the needs of our growing state? Send us your comments to rco@thedenverchannel.com. You can also message us on Facebook or Twitter.
Tonight, the Greeley City Council is expected to vote on a plan to expand the city's public smoking ban. Right now, the law only bans smoking at places of assembly. It identifies places like public athletic facilities, pools, and arenas as smoke-free environments. But a proposed change to the ordinance would expand the ban to more areas, as well as create a 25-foot buffer zone around them. If approved, the new rules would take effect on April 1st. The smoking ban is an issue we may go 360 on in the future. And ahead of that, we'd like to hear your thoughts on the proposal. So give us your perspective by sending an email to 360@thedenverchannel.com.
A Contact 7 consumer alert now that shows scammers know how to take advantage of a situation, like telling you your heat is going to be shut off in the middle of a snowstorm.
And I said, "You're not a very nice man, shutting my gas off on the weekend." I says, "I cannot believe you're doing this."
Colleen Boucher says she got a call saying she hadn't paid her Xcel Energy bill and owed $326. So she called back and got a reception line with different prompts, so it seemed very legitimate. She ended up speaking with a man who told her she couldn't pay online or with a check, that it had to be a cash card. Colleen says she knows that should have been a red flag, but she was flustered, so she did as she was told.
Told me I had to buy this and put that amount of money, and then I was to call him and give him the PIN number.
Here's the real deal. Xcel Energy says it will never ask you to pay a bill with a prepaid debit card or anything unusual like that. And you will always get a letter in the mail first if you have a past due bill, not a phone call.
And now from the First Alert Weather Center, here's meteorologist Lisa Hidalgo.
It's a really pretty start to the day. We've got a mostly sunny sky, a little more cloud cover than what we saw yesterday, but we're going to be in for another nice day today. Had a little snow melt yesterday, and we'll get more today. Not this morning. This morning it's pretty cold. Some low 20s to start. We'll be just above freezing by 10 o'clock, and then this afternoon some upper 40s, close to 50 degrees for a high in and around town. So it's a few degrees above that normal high. Now the mountains will start to pick up more snow tonight. We're going to stay dry and pretty mild here in town through Thursday. Today, highs near 50 at Congress Park. Lone Tree, you're at 48. And in Aurora today, a high of 47. Tomorrow, it looks the same. We'll be in the upper 40s to low 50s both Wednesday and Thursday with a little bit more cloud cover. Friday is when we'll see a little of that snow reach into the metro area. It's going to get colder, you guys, mid to upper 30s both Friday and Saturday.
Thanks, Lisa. Today's a great day to take your family out to the National Western Stock Show in Denver.
And that's because you can walk the grounds for free. So that means you can check out the animal pens, take in one of several shows, do anything that doesn't require a ticket.
everything from the petting zoo to the pony rides up on the education area, the CSU Ag Adventureland. There is fiddle championships going on. All the animals are across the site. You know, all of that is free with grounds admission.
The stock show runs through January 27th, and if you can't make it out today, grounds admissions during the rest of the show are between $10 and $22 for adults. Ages 3 to 11 kids are $4.
Well, this has been your Denver 7 On Demand update. Thanks so much for joining us.
And check back here later for another update and download the Denver 7 app for breaking news and alerts. Have a great day.